Hello, welcome back to another episode of Not Censored, and today I'm joined with Olivia Webster. I haven't seen you in 10 months, but we don't really speak about it. Yeah, anyway, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Olivia.
What do you do? What do you do?
I'm currently figuring things out.
Please don't play it down. So she's actually an actor, musician technically, right? You can say you singing counts as a musician, right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Performance-based, basically. A lot of performance. Yes. Singing, dancing as well. You do dancing as well, right, technically?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Damn, that's a lot.
Not technically trained, like, in the technique area, but I can move.
So if you compared mine and Liv's dancing, Liv's would win, basically. So she's a dancer. Cool. Right, anyway, I just wanted to catch up with you and chat about a lot of stuff, mainly about drama, red flags, and toxic people, really. I feel like it's such a big thing in today's day and age, especially in the social media, you see it a lot. But I wanted to really uncover, like a lot of personal stuff. And, because I feel like when I transitioned into sixth form, because we met at sixth form, there was a lot of drama.
I think a lot's an understatement, if I'm honest.
A lot of boundaries and everything got tested. Especially in this first few months of year 12.
I think that was probably due to us trying to figure out each other's boundaries and probably pushing them just that little bit further to see how far you could go.
Yeah,
But then that always causes some kind of drama, I guess.
Yeah, no, but I want to know what's like in those moments, what do you do to recover or sort of find the sort of...
What did I do in sixth form or what do I do now?
Both, actually. What did you do in sixth form? You did in sixth form?
Nothing beneficial.
I think you vented a lot, which is good.
I did vent a lot, but it was... I vented to people that were probably not the best people to vent to.
Right, yeah.
As in, I vented to people who would take it upon themselves to solve the situation.
Yeah, that's never the... Yeah, fair.
And then it ends up lines getting crossed, things get misinterpreted, when it would have been 10 times easier for you and that person that you've had that issue with to just sit down and
just have a chat,
just talk it out like an adult.
Fair enough. Would you say year 12 was one of the most dramatic moments in your life, or would you say there's been...
I'd say there was elements in year 12 where I've been the most dramatic in my entire life.
Yeah, I definitely... there was one time you stormed out a lesson, wasn't there? In photography, do you not remember? I feel like it was... I think it was October or November, you just left.
I probably did, but I can't remember.
That hasn't happened just once, by the way.
Hey!
Not outing her or anything.
I don't remember that. I do remember one time during year 12.
Yeah.
But I'd recently come onto some new medication.
Right, okay, yeah.
You're going to remember this.
I think everybody in the group remembers this.
Came onto some new medication to help with feminine issues, and I absolutely lost the plot and accused my then boyfriend of a year and a half.
Yeah.
Of fully cheating on me with his best friend.
I didn't know that happened.
Did you not?
I didn't know that happened.
Fully accused him of cheating on me, and it turns out that I was losing the will to live because...
I didn't think it was that bad, though. I thought,
I was crying in the rain at a bus stop.
I remember that.
Yeah, I came off the pill quite swiftly after that.
Yeah, fair enough. I love how you just said the medication.
Yeah, well... Never mind, it's fine. Fully accused him of cheating on me with his best friend, who she was also in a relationship with one of their other friends, and they've been together for 3 years. So
you know what? We live and we learn, basically.
Yeah, not done that since.
What more personal experiences did you have, in year 12 and 13 that's definitely changed your outlook on toxic people, or any red flags you see? You're oh no, not going there again.
I tend to. I've stopped making excuses for people. As in sixth form, I found myself excusing things that people did because I valued what friendship we did have previously.
So, the memories that you had?
Yeah.
Oh, right,
so the memories that I had with them outweighed what they'd just done.
Was that a bit of a clash between me and you? Not in a negative way, but I feel I said, I think I advised you at one point, what are you doing? Literally, you don't have to do that. You don't have to stay in this, friendship. Just leave. And I'm pretty sure I was one... I think... We're talking about the same scenario. I was the first person to kind of just put the boundaries across of no.
Yeah, 100%. Our friend group, we didn't have very clear boundaries from the start. It was kind of just you pushed and pushed until that other person was okay, that's way too far. And then it was establishing where they crossed that original line, because by the time they brought it up, it was months later and you can barely remember what you'd said. Whereas I think... the first time I was you can actually just set those boundaries was when I think we'd had a conversation And I'd
And
not...
I think I did it. I actually went across
you
to a person which I had a row with.
Yeah.
Or, like, I was just being really, like, cold to because I was like, I can't be arsed with it, really.
Is this who I think it is?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm going to stick it on and just say how it is.
And you called him out straight away. And not in, like, a rude way. I don't remember ever being rude. It was just a very...
I just said...
I don't stand for that.
Yeah.
That's not something that, you know, I'm okay with happening. I'd appreciate if you didn't do it again.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, he didn't end up doing anything like that again.
I think we kind of just drifted after that, which was fair. Like, I legit kind of just said that it's been... And I left it for a point of... Which is still bad, to be honest. I shouldn't have left it as long as I did. I left it so that the same scenario sort of happened 2-3 times, so I could be like, right, well, you've done it on multiple occasions, noted the multiple occasions, and was like, if you want to do that, that's fine, but I'm not going to be a friend, basically. I literally just said it like that. And everybody was like... I went to a separate table, and everybody was just looking like, what the hell is happening? And I think everybody was a bit shocked because I was still fairly new at this point. I think we were still in like the first term, something like that, like very, very fresh. And I was just like, nah.
Yeah, because basically Rohit had he'd come to our school, and there was already kind of like not established. Well, there was established groups.
Yeah, there really was.
So it was. I can't imagine how
So
hard
weird.
that was coming into a school where there's already like cliques.
I went into the sixth form centre the first day. Just see everyone in their groups. I'm like, right, I'm just gonna go sit somewhere. Just sit there. And then they called out every name by like their forms, and I was like, right, I was so nervous. Like, I literally, and it was a new area as well. It wasn't even like people had come from my school, like, and I was like, right, okay.
Did anyone come from your school?
No one came from my school.
Oh my gosh, that was a brave move.
Literally no one came from my school, and everybody back home was like backing me though. They were like, this is the right thing for you to do because you've got all your subjects and you're there for the qualification at the end of the day, so...
The people that come out of it with you are just the bonuses.
Yeah, that's true. There you go. You got yourself a little plug there, but yeah. No, I definitely the drama anyway. How you like change your like outlook on.
I mean, back in sixth form, I dealt with drama in a very probably unhealthy way in the sense of I ranted to people that didn't need to be involved in the situation. So
but can't you do that with your friends though? Like, so if I wasn't involved in it, you'd come and be like, oh yeah, cool, and then which is low-key what she did.
Yeah, but this is not you didn't do this, but like for instance, some people would take it upon themselves to then be like, I actually know how to sort this. I'll go and like explain what be the middleman, and it was kind of like that's not beneficial at all because now they're just like, well, why couldn't you have come and said that to me? So then since leaving sixth form, which I think majority of us have benefited from because we've had to grow up and we've had to realise that what happens in sixth form is probably only going to exist for, you know, the next however long you're in sixth form for, and then post that it doesn't really matter anymore. It's what you leave with, and that's kind of what occurred to me towards the end of sixth form, where I just withdrew from all of the, you know, the fighting and the drama. Like, I think, to be fair, props to myself, I'm always involved in drama, and it's something that you can admit this, I was always in some sort like form of drama. More often than not,
You know, I'm not even gonna...
Yeah.
I don't even know why, though.
I don't even know why. They weren't my fault.
I don't even know why, though. Liv would be in it, like, and almost as if, like...
It's because I stuck my nose where it wasn't needed, in terms of if someone was getting...
But it's like you knew that as well, though, so it wasn't like Liv...
If someone was doing something wrong to somebody else, I wouldn't sit back and let it happen. So then I'd say something, and then consequently I'd get myself into drama.
Which is fair enough, though, because if you can't take it, don't give it, you know what I mean? So...
Exactly.
But I think
dish it out.
Another thing is, though, like, all those lessons that you learnt in sixth form are definitely going to come in clutch in later life as well. Because those
100%.
people exist everywhere, right? Even when you're going, like, 17, 18.
So many of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially, I've been in 2 different jobs since I left sixth form, and I could spot the ones you wanted to stay miles away from, from, like, the second they said hi to me. Like, there was this one girl, and I'm not going to name her. I'm not about to name and shame. But... she like basically referred to me as her sister with knowing me for like a week, and I was like,
I mean, that's not
no, because she was really concerning and like would, I mean, we worked in a restaurant, bearing in mind, and she was carrying a tray of glasses,
okay,
and she slipped and these like pure glasses fell all over the floor and shattered everywhere. There was like 12 of these like little like, do you know, like the little ones?
Yeah.
Smashed everywhere. And I was like, oh God, because she was just that way about it. She was really clumsy, and that's coming from me.
Yeah.
Like, she was really clumsy.
Yeah.
So she just shatters all these glasses everywhere. So I'm just stood at the end of the bar just like, oh God. And so she's like really quickly trying to like scrape up all this glass off the floor with her bare hands, bearing in mind, because she's an idiot. And there's these 3 kids sat at this table where she smashed them, and they were all told to like pick your feet up because they were all in flip-flops. It was midsummer, by the way. So she was like, lift up your legs so you don't get glass on your legs. So they all like lift up their legs, and she finally gets it all swept up. And I walk into the kitchen, and my boyfriend, my current boyfriend, worked with me as well, and he was in the kitchen with me. And she comes back with like the glass in like a container so she can go take it out to the bins. And he turns to her and goes, what did you do? And she turns around and she goes, smashed a load of glasses, Jake. And he was just like, ooh. And she just like hated him from that point on because he asked her what she'd done. Like, she was just that way about it, in terms of like, you do one thing, like you say one thing to her and she just hates it. And she was
same
also...
Same age.
No, older. She's just turned 20. And she's also the sort of person of like, oh, you have a headache, I have a migraine. Or
it's the one up. Okay, yeah, cool.
And it's
cool,
like, whatever you have, I've got it worse. And I just couldn't be bothered dealing with that. So the second that I left that old place of work, she's never heard from me since. I think I said one thing when I found out my old workplace had shut down.
Yeah.
Like, she messaged me and she was like, oh, by the way, it's shut down. I was like, yeah, I told you it was going to go, but okay.
Oh my God.
She was awful.
No, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
She was really rude as well.
Yeah.
I know that sounds like a funny story, but she was absolutely awful after that.
Yeah, fair. No, but judging from that point, what's the worst red flag you've ever witnessed then?
This is a really good one.
Go on then.
One of the worst red flags that I've ever witnessed was me and my ex-boyfriend were having a conversation, and we were having a bit of banter back and forth.
Yeah.
And we were talking about compromise, and I'm a big person on compromise. Like, I don't think relationships work without it. Like, you can't always just compromise on one side. It's got to be from both.
Yeah, I get that.
I think it's a very beneficial thing for a relationship to be able to compromise on things, but not on everything.
Depends on how big it is, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. But I think compromise can benefit a relationship.
That counts as a red flag for you, yeah? So if I'm going to reword it, yeah, so if
they're completely unwilling, if it's over something really big, fair.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But if it's like the smallest things, or if it's like, you know, there's a group of things that need doing, and it's like, I'll do these if you do that, and it's just like, no.
Right, okay.
That's where I draw the line, because I'm like, when it comes to bigger decisions that we have to make...
So is that a full-on, like, you're done type of situation?
No, not like an I'm done kind of situation, but almost like this deserves a conversation to be had.
So if the conversation doesn't go to your liking, like, what are you doing after that? Like, are you gonna...
I wouldn't know unless I was put in that situation, I guess. I luckily, it was never a situation that I had to discuss with him, because the relationship had ended before that had become, like, an issue.
That's another thing I want to chat about, to be fair. Like, I feel like this day and age... I feel like it's very hard to be single. Like, I feel like the image that gets pushed across is like you need to be in like a committed relationship. And
definitely.
I wanted pushed. Get your opinion on that, because I feel like it affects a lot of relationships in general, like especially from like the 16 plus, I'd say. Like, it's very weird sort of...
I think it's pushed on both sides, honestly. I think when people are in a relationship... They see a lot of media about being single and living your life and not throwing it all away. But then when you're single, you see all this media about being in a relationship and how good it is for your mental health and all this absolute stuff that is never really that true.
No, but I don't understand why you have to be single to get all of your stuff done. Like, I feel like you need a relationship that's going to actually push you towards to get, like, eating better, going to the gym to get, like, why is that, like, once you're single, everybody's like, oh yeah, do all these things, like, that will...
I think it's the independence factor of it. If like if you're alone, then you have more time to put work into yourself. But then if you're in a relationship, shouldn't your partner want you to still work on yourself?
Yeah, 100%. Because like if you just like, let's be honest, if you just slack off, I feel like I'd lose a lot of interest in why I started liking you in the first place.
Yeah, because like
I feel like it'd just be it'd be like almost like transitioning into a
a completely different
a
person.
completely different person, like too chill, too like a drastic change.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's...
But not in the best way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's very much of like, you not want what you can't have, but like you are shown, or you are more in tune to things that you're not currently going through.
Right.
In that sense. So like when I was single, all I saw was relationships. But then when I got into a relationship, all I saw was single people doing what they want and living their life. And it's like, but I think the line is when you mature, you realise that you can still have all of those things and be in a relationship or be single. You can manage both of it.
Yeah, I think it's very twisted, but I don't understand why you're getting into a relationship at like 12 or 13 then. What's the point of that one?
I think it's just for the experience of it, to be able... I think a lot of the time it's so, like, kids model what they see.
Yeah.
So when they see someone our age in a relationship, you know, maybe walking around school and holding hands, they see that and go, that's what I want to be. That's what I want to do. Yeah. Send it in like, you
sound like a head teacher. You're the role models for the school. You're setting the standard.
I'm gonna leave. No, but I think that's genuinely what it is. They think they see it and they want to replicate it.
Yeah, I think.
And it's never actually like, oh, I actually could see myself living with this person for the rest of my life. Betty bottom dollar, they don't even know their middle name.
It's so like, it's not like an easy thing. Like when you saw it in like year 7, 8, it's like an exciting thing. But the amount of effort that actually goes into like a proper healthy relationship is mad.
Oh my god, the work doesn't end.
Yeah, legit. Like it just keeps coming. Like it's such a, especially like Liv said, the compromises as you keep getting older are going to be even more intense. Like at sixth form and like GCSEs, what are you really going to nothing really.
Your time. Maybe. That's like
maybe,
it.
but you see each other in school all the time as well. So it's like, it's not even... It's once you leave the education system where it gets really, like, weird.
Yeah, that's what I've learned.
Yeah, and
Because I came out of a relationship where they were still in education and I was out of education, which was awful. Don't recommend.
Right.
But also, I think we just...
We're not giving dating advice, by the way. This is not that type of podcast.
I think that is also just down to the fact that I think we were both really immature. Or we weren't mature enough.
We were both really busy, actually.
We were both really busy, to be fair. And I think we grew apart. I think we got comfortable in just letting the relationship just kind of sail along to the point where it was like...
But you had future plans, bro, actually, when I deep it now. Yeah, which I never used to do, by the way. I'm never like a forward planner like that in terms of relationships, because God willingly, you never know what's going to happen. And I hate like seeing like 10 plus years in the future and imagining that sort of stuff. And I've had people like that in the past and I'm like, nah, I'm alright actually. That's fine by me, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I feel like you're kind of a forward planner, but not as well.
I'm a forward planner to an extent.
But not like 10 plus years of your life.
I like to have like an outline of like where I'd like to see myself in 10 years.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
I wouldn't be like, I have to have done this by the time I'm 30. Like, I really...
But nah, with a significant other, it's way more pressure with a significant other.
I think so, yes. I do agree.
Why would you, like, just be in the present? Why are you thinking about 5-10 years ahead?
Me and my current partner have only thought about the next, like, 6 months. That's, like, all we've thought about.
Even that for me, yeah, that scares me, you know?
Yeah, well, we're trying to be optimistic.
No, I'm not even saying it just for that. I wish you the best, of course, but I think it just puts pressure on. Not in the terms of, like, oh, we need to
tell you what, booking a holiday for future with a partner, that's stressful.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what if something goes wrong? I paid my whole holiday.
You still
I'm just
have to
go on holiday with him. I'm just sat next to him, I'm just like, so, how have you been?
Oh, that's so awkward, man.
I just couldn't.
But, yeah, no, leading on from that then, what advice would you give to, like, year 12 Olivia then, before you started? Before you started and after you ended, how much of a change... That's crazy, actually. That's a good one.
Pre-year 12, I'd tell myself to not be attached to the people that I'm going into it with. Because I went in with these expectations that I was going to hold on to all these people I'd made friends with, and then it destroyed me when I lost them.
Did you do that, do you think, or did you not? Like,
what do you mean, did I?
Did you go in with that mindset and did it work, or was it
so I went in with this mindset of, like, the people that I've arrived with, I'm going to leave with, and I'm going to be best friends with these people for the entirety of my life. And I was so
That's
naive.
so
I
cute.
saw the world through like these, rose tinted glasses. Couldn't see it.
Oh god, I was waiting for it. That's how everybody describes Liv, by the way. I've heard like two or three people describe rose tinted glasses. But continue.
Yeah, well,
It's cute
saw
though,
it
it's
through
cute.
rose tinted glasses, and I was like, I'm never gonna lose these people. Like,
Would you say you haven't really lost the good ones? I'd say.
one. In
Yeah.
my original friend group that I went in with 3 girls.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sure you'll remember.
Oh yeah.
And I only.
But
speak
is that
to,
for the better or is that for the worse?
Yes,
Okay,
for the better. I do really miss one of them. I really don't see her a lot. Because she's still friends with one that I don't speak to now for valid reasons. But she's still close with her because they grew up together. So I think it was really hard for her to just cut her off.
Kind of like a
They're kind of like
hard rock
sisters.
place. And
She's in a like a bad situation.
Yeah.
She's in not a great situation. But I do still love that girl to bits. And,
Yeah.
So
that's fine then.
I still wish her the best. I don't see her a lot. But I would probably tell myself to stay out of the situations where you can see it going downhill. When you can see, this is not going to end well, don't try and save the situation. It's not on you to save. Get out.
Yeah.
Let the people that caused it
Yeah.
to go down with the ship. It's not on you. Because I tended to try and be like, no, this is savable.
I'll steer the ship.
Yeah,
is what Liv
I just,
would do.
went down with the ship and it didn't go very well. And then I tell myself leaving year 13 that change is a good thing. Because I was terrified of that.
Yeah.
I was terrified of everything changing. And in the space of a month, my entire life just fully cartwheeled out of existence. I was like, what?
The first time I saw you really freaking out about the change, because obviously you've been in the same school for about 7 years. Not really gonna be that hard, is it? No, I'm kidding. The last few weeks of sixth form, man, I saw a completely different Liv. Like, you were more like you're always emotionally in tune, but like this one is like.
I thought you were just gonna say you were more emotional, and I was like, yeah.
But yeah, and I saw that sort of side of you, which I'd never really see. Which.
Well, come on, look at prom.
Yeah, prom was
a mess.
Prom was.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Prom and graduation were something else. Graduation was sweet though. Graduation, Liv she was crying, like her cheeks were like red. But yeah, graduation and prom. Might as well get onto it.
Do you want to go with that
Might
now?
as well get onto it.
Prom was an experience, but we'll start with graduation.
Graduation, yeah, I was not going to go to either, by the way. That was fun. I left all these guys.
I wasn't going to go to either. I had begged him.
Because I got invited to my old school prom as well, Do you know how sick that is? I got invited to 2 proms in one night. I was going to try...
He was going to ditch his whole friend group to go to prom with his old school.
Yeah,
Did you end up going to both?
I couldn't go to both. I left 2. I was the last person to leave our prom.
I'm aware. We were the last people to leave graduation and prom.
Yeah, we were that group,
We were that group. We didn't want to let go.
I think, you know what really pisses me off about prom? Is that the whole year group gets along for that one night. And it's like, why couldn't we have just done this for the whole year?
I know I know exactly
that.
what you mean.
I hate that, genuinely, and everybody's
like,
so nice to each other.
Everyone was so nice. It was such a lovely experience. A lot of alcohol was involved for some.
I didn't drink, boys. I didn't drink.
Yeah, he didn't drink. I drank a lot. I think you bought me a drink, actually.
I didn't buy, lads, I didn't buy her a drink. I'm one of the good ones.
Who
I actually
bought me a drink then?
She was so drunk she don't even remember who she got it off, bro.
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
I know I bought Imogen one. She yelled at me yesterday. She was like, "You didn't even buy me a drink at prom." I was like,
you didn't buy a drink.
I did because I checked my bank account the next morning and was mortified.
I thought you were flexing that you didn't buy a drink at all.
No, I did. Definitely lied.
Oh.
I did check my bank account and I did wince because at that point I was working 1 day a week and was getting like 35 quid. And I had nothing. I was absolutely skint.
But yeah, prom. What sort of stuff do you want to make? Prom was
Prom was a bloody experience.
I left these guys in the dark till I got there, actually. I'm pretty sure it was a surprise.
I didn't know he was there until someone was like, "Oh, go through those doors." I was like, "Why are you open there?" And he was just stood in his suit. Yeah. I'm fairly sure I nearly jumped on you.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yeah, you basically did. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was expecting that. Yeah, no, prom was good.
Not the first time I have tackled you. Do you remember graduation.
Graduation before graduation. Don't know why.
We all went to the park because I think we wanted to, relive some youth. So we went to the park and we were all...
I don't know how it started, actually.
No, I don't.
But me and Liv ended up scrapping.
A whole scrap in the middle of the park.
Insert the clip. Yeah, no, and... it was even. It was a tie. I took the first round, Liv took the second round. I'll say that, yeah. Oh, so bad. That was good. But yeah, we decided to scrap, and by this point...
By the way, that's been 9 months since we've done that,
yeah,
so
actually.
come on now. That's so good.
No, but graduation started at 6 o'clock, and I'm pretty sure we were there about till 4:30, and I live far away from school. I live 10 miles-ish from school.
Did you go all the way...
I had to go all the way back.
And then basically
Get ready, shower, everything, and then come back. That's literally all I did. And then we were there till about, how long were we there? 7:30, 8, 9-ish? Almost 9-ish. It wasn't 9. But, yeah, no. Graduation was an interesting
Sang
night.
my little heart out.
Yeah,
Gracie.
it was...
Sobbed my eyes out. So embarrassing.
It's so weird. But the thing about graduation is that you don't see half of the people that you used to. Half of the people that got awards, you don't even know what they're doing now. At least me,
yeah,
I have no clue.
I find it really funny when I'm in a club and I run into someone that I went to school with, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot you existed.
It must be even weirder for you, to be fair, because that's 7 years of
Oh my god, yeah, I
probably primary school people as well.
Oh my god, so this is a really funny story, of this guy that we'd gone to primary school together, so from reception, we were 4 when we first met, and we went through all of primary school together. We didn't really speak in year 7 and 8, and then in year 9 we became really close, and he proper looked after me, and I don't want to say he was popular, but he was pretty popular because he was a bit of but because I'd known him my whole life, he was really nice to me.
Yeah, no, you kind of get away with it, yeah.
Yeah, we just got along really well. And then I didn't see him at all during year 12 and 13 because he didn't go to sixth form with us.
Yeah, fair.
So then I was out on a night out and I was leaving because I just lost my phone in the club and I was like, I'm going home. I was like, I'm not doing it. I found it and then I was like, I'm going to go home because it's not worth it. I was like, I'm not losing it again. So I was leaving and me and were waiting for an Uber. I'm sat on the pavement outside the club waiting, and I look up and he's across the street from me, and he looks at me and goes, Liv. So I shout his name, and he ran across the road, stopped traffic.
Oh wow.
And then came and gave me a hug, and he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm going home. I was like, 'cause I've just lost my phone in the club and I look like this because I've been crying my eyes out. I was like, so I'm going to go home. And then he tried to take me on a date, and I was like, no.
Right, well, straight in there, fair play, mate. Jesus
he tried, bless, but he was really lovely, and he'd never done anything wrong by me, despite the fact that he got into a couple of scraps in his time. But
yeah,
he was always really good to me.